All right, all right, all right. I think we are live. Yes, we are. Fantastic, fantastic. Alrighty, guys, welcome to today's session. We've got a lot of things we're going to go through today. And in this session, I'm going to be covering, obviously, what's going on in the markets right now. So we're going to be covering what's going on in the markets right now and what I see happening and just a bit of a market update for you guys. So that's what I want to be covering in today's session to help you guys along even more. What I want to be doing is yes, sir. First, oh man, too slow. Yeah. So let's do this here. So we're going to get started in just a minute, guys. And we're going to get started in just a little while, just a little minute, and we'll get started on what's going on in the markets right now and what I see. Now, the thing is, guys, is that when we're looking at the markets right now, when we're looking at the markets today, it is so important that we look at it in a way of looking at the cycles and looking at where we are right now in those cycle things. And I'll explain more about as I continue along here. Before I do get started, guys, let me bring up the good old disclaimer here. Let me bring up, where are we? There we go. Alrighty, cool. All right, there we go, guys. All right, guys, do not place a trade based on what you see in this session today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There is no guarantees of making money in the markets, and trading is risky. And it takes you a long time to become a good trader as well, too. Also, guys, I'm running a massive flash sale right now on my trading course that I have. If you go to johnsflashsale.com, johnsflashsale.com, and you'll be able to see the massive specials. It's like a $500 course. It's like $7. So if you guys want to get access to that trading course, then it's johnsflashsale.com. You can get access to that massive discount. With that being said, guys, let's get straight into today's markets now. What's going on right now with the Dow Jones? So something I was mentioning in last week's sessions that I did, and that was that the markets, that with the Dow Jones and all these markets here, I did see the momentum still was pushing to the upside on this leg here. Now, if you remember, if you guys were watching the sessions last week, I talked about how that we had this market where it is right now. Okay, so we have these low, lower high, and we still could potentially have a lower high. Okay, so we have sellers in control. But I was saying that momentum on the short term has not changed until we get below the 24,200 level. And as you can see, what happened on Friday, we actually gapped up a little bit, and we actually right at that trend line right now as I speak. So we're right at that trend line as I speak right now, and now we're rejecting it off that level there. And we're rejecting it off that level there right now. And as you can see, right, that's that level that is really stopping it from obviously moving forward, in the markets there. So right now we still are in this upward leg, but as I was saying last week that right now we're definitely at this level here where we have a gap up, and we're right at this resistance level right now. Big resistance level here. We've got this green line through here, and now we've got this line coming down through here as well too. So it's going to be really interesting to see what's going to happen with the markets this week. Are we going to end up getting that selling point? Once again, for me, guys, for me to see the short-term momentum shift, and I still want to see a close below that 24,200 level. If we get that, that's when we probably could see another sharp drop to the downside. So it's interesting. If I have a look at, I haven't actually seen, but if I have a look at, the market will burn. So yes, that's what's happening right now on the Dow Jones. And same for the S&P 500. If I bring up the trend lines, you can see the S&P 500 once again is getting a nice rally, but we're getting right to the top of this trend line right now, this green line, and also this level through here. So we're really having, this is a very, very, very strong market rally, strong market rally. But remember, guys, when we're looking at this here, and even on the NASDAQ as well, the NASDAQ is still, if you look at this here, the NASDAQ is still making high, lower high, lower high. This still could be another lower high through here. So for the NASDAQ, for me, as you can see, right, this green line here was actually my green line. You can see how this green line here, it actually found a little bit of support through there on the last few weeks. So it'd be really interesting to see what's gonna happen now, you know, moving forward into the rest of the week here. So, but for me, guys, once again, the short-term momentum is still pushing to the upside. Short-term momentum. We'll talk about day by day by day. That can change tomorrow. The overall sentiment is still sellers in control, even though we've had this rally up. And that's where some people were like, "What do you mean, John? The market's been going up for a month. How can we have, you know, sellers in control?" And so that's what we have there, right? We have this market rallying up through here. And now we have this high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and then another lower high. And then this still could be another lower high through here. So it'd be really interesting to see how this thing's going to unfold throughout the rest of this week here. It'd be really, really, really interesting because we're, you know, this still could be some sort of a rally to the upside. It really could be. It really could be some sort of a rally to the upside. And then that's basically what, you know, what the market's doing there. So by looking at that there, and by looking at the Dow Jones as well too, that for me, guys, for me personally, I really like to look at the Dow Jones as the leader of the indice pack. So the Dow Jones, I believe, if, you know, yes, you might get a bit of an overshoot on the NASDAQ, on the Russell and stuff, on the NASDAQ and S&P and stuff like that, but to me, I really focus on what the Dow Jones is doing, because the Dow Jones is really, really, really at the core of it. For me, is sort of like the leader there. So that's what I'm looking at there right now, guys. I'm looking at this market having a nice rally up, and I'm getting into this resistance level here. And once again, for me personally, I would want to start to see a close below 24,200 level for that to start to have a cascading effect on the downside. Once we get that, we should start to see a nice drop to the downside. Now, once again, on the Dow Jones, we're definitely still around those levels through there. And that's what I'm seeing right now on the stock market itself as well too. Now, that has nothing to do with all of the stocks in the stock market. Okay, that has nothing to do with all the stocks in the stock market. That just has that's just basically the Dow Jones, S&P 500, and also the NASDAQ as well too. If I go have a look at silver and gold as well too, gold actually had a nice up bar on Friday, nice up day. The question I still have to ask is that, are we at this point where we're going to keep rallying back up out of this, or do we hold here? It really is no man's land, and it's a very, very, very hard. Let me delete this line here. It's a very, very hard market to tell whether we have definitely bottomed out or not. So it's really, really, really interesting. It's really hard to see what's going on there right now. And what I do see that's happening in the markets right now is I definitely see that we are having this high, lower high, lower high, and we could be getting some sort of another lower high through here. So that's basically what we can look for there, and what we can see there. Again, gold is a very, very, very tricky one. For me personally, by looking at the GLD price, it's a lot more a smoother price action, a lot more smoother chart there. So what I mean by that is that we could actually start to see a nice rally back above this sort of 130 level, once we get back above 130 on the G or D, that's when we can start to see a pretty big bull market. But right now, it's still in no man's land. We still could be getting another leg down, which is really, really interesting in the markets. And the same for silver as well too. Silver actually had a nice little. This is creating a nice little high low through here on the short term, that is. But if you go to your weekly charts, then we are still definitely high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. We're still getting this point through here where we are right now. So again, it's really, really interesting to see what's happening through here. Once we start to break above this sort of $17 level, guys, that's where the market can really, really, really shoot to the upside, So looking at the gold market, looking at the silver and gold market right now, it's in no man's territory. It really, 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 really is. It's in no man's or no land territory there. No man's, no land. So that's basically what's going on right now in the overall markets. If I have a look at let me go have a look at, say, the gold stocks, say the GDX. This is really, really interesting to see here what's happening here on the GDX here. We can see how the GDX has been rallying back up. We had a little rally down and we had a little high low, and the market's gap. Also, the market had a bit of a gap up on Friday. A lot of buying activity on Friday in the gold and silver stocks. But once again, guys, this could still be a potential lower high through here. And then the market could roll over and we go for another run to the downside. So it's really, really, really interesting to see what's going on right now in the markets and what's happening in the markets right now. If we have a look at the GDXJ, we can also see that we have a high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high through here. So that's basically what we still could be getting, that lower high right now on the GDXJ as well too. But we are starting to get a bit of a high low through here. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens here. For me personally, obviously we have some sort of a short-term trend line coming down through here somewhere. So that'll be the thing that I'll be looking at there, guys. And that'll be the thing that I'll be seeing to say, okay, this thing's now likely to keep rallying back to the upside through there. So that's what I'm looking at there right now on the GDX, the GDXJ. It's I personally do believe, well, I don't know what's going to happen, next, but once we start to get it back above that 35 into the 40 range on the GDXJ, the GDXJ is one of those markets that is getting ready for a nice, decent run once it breaks out. Now, if it does break out to the upside, then this could be a big market that does make some big moves. Now, big moves, I mean like over a couple of year period, not just not a vertical spike in one day. Same for the SIL as well. Okay, so the SIL, we actually had a high, lower high, lower high. We're still getting this lower high through here, but we're definitely starting to get a bit of a strength through here. We're getting a bit of a. There's really no true trend what's happening right now. So again, it's really, really interesting to see what's happening on the SIL and the SILJ. Same thing as well too. So pretty much in no man's territory right now with the silver and gold and the silver and gold stocks. And it'll be really interesting to see how all these things unfold, especially this week by looking at that there. If we have a look at things like the transportation average, still could be on a, we can see right here, right? We had a drop down and then we had a rally back up, and then we had a drop down, and then we're getting another rally back up. So the transports could be getting ready for some sort of another move down on the downside there. So just keep an eye out for that, guys. Keep an eye out for that. And once again, for me personally, guys, the Dow Jones is the leader. The Dow Jones is the leader of everything. So I personally do see. Now, what I mean by the leader is that I really focus on that index the majority of the time compared to what the NASDAQ and the S&P doing, if I'm trying to get a barometer of where I think the overall indices are at. And so you can see where we're at right now. So it'd be really interesting to see, do we continue moving up through it, or do we start another leg down from here? So that's the thing that I'll be I'll be really interested to see what's going to happen to it. But once again, guys, for me personally, I want to see, once we start to get a close below that 24,200, then that's showing short-term momentum is now dropping back to the downside as well. So if you guys have any questions, then put them in the chat box below. If you haven't done so yet, guys, make sure you head on down to John's, that's with an S, JOHNS, flashsale.com, johnsflashsale.com. I'm running a massive flash sale, like $500 trading course for only like $7 for a short time frame. John, I was waiting for your coaching call. Yes. I actually did log on, but I didn't. But I waited there for about 5 minutes or so, but you didn't turn up. So that's the reason why I wasn't there. So I don't normally wait around that long. So if you want to book in again, you can. Yeah, you can book in again, and yeah. No volume on the gold rally either. Yeah, gold. We got the GLD. Yeah. Oh well, the GLD actually had a very nice volume spike out of that, and the SLV as well too. So we are definitely looks like we're trying to gain a bit of momentum here, in the markets when it comes to that. So that'd be really interesting to see. Be really interesting to see what's going to happen through there. Let's have a look here. Companies reporting their earnings. Yep. Gap down Monday trap. Maybe the markets will burn. What are your predictions on the ASX 200, John? No idea, Ricky. No idea. Whatever the charts are telling me, I don't know. I don't actually have the ASX 200 up right now, or I don't have a software that actually gives me that data right now. Or I have a software, but I'm actually not logged into that one there. So I'm not sure. Whatever the charts are saying right now, Ricky, that's all you can go off. You can't really go off anything else. Looks like a little higher than sideways trade and go down for GLD. Maybe that that definitely could be the case in the markets. But looking at what's happening right now in the markets and what's going on, it's definitely at a situation right now where we're definitely we're definitely seeing again, the silver and gold are definitely starting to gain a little bit of strength through here on the short term on that daily chart. So it'd be really interesting to see whether we do follow through or whether that weekly chart starts to kick back in again. John, what's your favorite time frame to trade? Marshmallow, I don't really have a favorite time frame to trade. I trade whatever time frame my system and my setup appears. So I have an exact setup that I look for. And so that could be on a 2-minute chart, that could be on a daily chart, that could be on a 15-minute chart, could be on an hourly chart. So I don't really have any preferences. I just, whenever I see a setup, if it meets my trading rules, then that's what I'm looking for. Tesla. Well, Tesla itself, right? Tesla itself is a mess. So I have nothing to say about Tesla, but apart from a mess, there is nothing clean. There's no one in control. It's just sideways. I wouldn't touch Tesla right now. You'd be gambling if you did. And the VIX. Yeah, the VIX actually had a pretty big spike, and now it's obviously pulling back with the rally in the markets. So yeah, it's nothing really much going on with the VIX right now. We are getting a bit of a pullback through there. That's obviously, in correlation to the stock market. How much of an impact would strong earnings reports from FANG stocks have on Nasdaq? It might have a little bit of an impact on that. Yeah. An impact, especially if Apple does not meet its target, will have a big impact on semiconductors. Yeah, it could be. I think we sell off, rising bear wedge, also large companies' earnings and government data coming soon. Most of them will miss. Yeah, that's the thing, guys. That's the thing is, as you can see, right? See what you guys are trying to do here. You're trying to guess what the market's going to do because based on this other fundamental or whatever, you can't really. Yeah, it's very, for me personally, I just try to focus on what the market's telling me, and then that all other stuff, there's no sense me worrying about that sort of stuff because it's not really helping me at all in the markets at all. It's not really helping me. Yeah, it's not really helping me at all with my trading. So I just focus on what the charts are telling me. And then that's what I focus on. Can I look at BA? BA. Boeing. Pretty much sideways. Not pretty much for the last 12 months plus sideways. So when we do evacuate from this level, we're definitely going to go for a big run because we just spent all this time going sideways. But when we do start to evacuate, we're probably going to go for another big run. So yeah, that's what I just now a big run. What I mean by that is that it could be down, it could be up. Like, oh, duh, of course. But what I'm saying by that is I have no idea where it's going to go. But when it does start to break out of this sideways range, then we could start to go for a decent move. There are 3 types of analysis: technical, fundamental, and last of sentiment analysis. You can't just go by the charts. All 3 are important factors to make rational decisions. Ricky, I disagree with that, man. I disagree with that. You can't trade the markets based on fundamentals. Because right now the fundamentals seem to be all still pretty good, but the market overall has been selling off. Yes, we had a bit of rally, but you can't trade the markets based on a fundamental or based on sentiment analysis, because that's just gambling. That's saying, well, yeah, okay, well, everyone's bullish right now, so yeah. So you can't. That's just yeah. Basically, since September, we've been heading down in the markets, but apparently the fundamentals are still being pretty good. So that's the fundamental analysis. Fundamentally, all these other companies are still being pretty good. So that's where people have been going wrong. You can't. The only thing you can trade is based on the charts. You can't trade based on fundamentals, because guess what? The fundamentals always look good at the top, right? How did the fundamentals look in 2007? Pretty good. Then obviously everything looks good right before the bust. How did the fundamentals look in early 2009? Pretty crap, right? But that was a good time to buy. So you can never trade based on just fundamentals. No, definitely not. And sentiment analysis, that's just that's again, it's gambling, it's risky. The only thing you can make a decision on is because if you're a trader, if you're trading the markets, then the only thing you can go by on is what the market is telling you right now. Because remember, we trade the price action, we trade the chart. We don't trade a fundamental. That's so important to understand, guys. Trust me, it's fundamentally, Tesla shouldn't be where it is right now. Fundamentally, Apple, one of the biggest, largest stocks out there, shouldn't be going through what it's going through right now. It's a big, massive pullback. So please, guys, do not. Do not be trying to trade against that. Alrighty, guys. Well, I am out of here. I'm done for the day. Make sure you head on down to Johns, JOHNS, flashsale.com to grab. I'm running a massive special offer right there, right now. So make sure you head on down there and grab that. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have an amazing day, and I'll catch you later.